Hi, good morning. So today is June 11th on 2020. It's about 6:48 in the morning, and I am going to also try see if the screen share works this time because I want to answer people's questions that people have had answer these questions over the course of the next few months. And so I'm gonna try see if I can do the share screen. Nope, can't do it again. Okay, so the questions that I'm gonna answer, you can find them on the Friends of the Aloha Aina Party group website on Facebook. In the topics section, there's gonna be one called Q for questions. You click on there, and then you go to where it says, what is a question you think every candidate running for office should be asked? And there's like 100 or so questions on there that I hope to be able to answer all of them. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, you can put them there as well, or you can send them to me directly. But so the first question was pretty much why you, who are you, why are you running for office? And so I feel like I answered that one in the introductory video. So today's question is going to be, what should Hawaii do to manage tourism better while still reaping benefits to many working families? So just also as a disclaimer, the way that I'm going to answer these questions is just solely my opinion. It might not be what is brought to legislation or is represented in legislation, because I'm going to be representing the people's thoughts and answers to these questions. So for these videos, just understand these are only my opinions. So what do I think Hawaii should do to manage tourism better while still reaping benefits to the working families? So I think, there's a couple things we could do. Maybe starting from the airports or the cruise ships when tourists land on any of the islands, is check for like bad sunscreen that will ruin the coral reefs and stuff, and maybe offer to exchange them or buy them, or or just telling people even before they make their vacations to just not bring those sunscreens because they will be thrown away or something like that. Maybe also keeping a record of who is staying where, and making the host of the tourist responsible for the actions of the tourist, but also not in a way, not to penalize the host, like say it's a hotel, motel, Airbnb, but as a way to, have accountability for, what kind of tourists are coming in. That way it's not just people who are going to be leaving trash everywhere. And that way the host makes it clear to the tourists, what is allowed, what's not allowed, how to, be a good tourist here while, enjoying the islands and stuff. And maybe if a tourist gets fined for doing stuff, maybe it can come out of their deposit or something. That way the host is responsible for the tourist, but they're not being penalized for the tourist. The tourists themselves still get penalized, but instead of like having to make a court date or something for them to try and come back to handle the court date, it just gets taken out of their deposit and gets put back into the state or the county where they're at. So that might be another option. I think another way of handling tourism, and I guess this is also like a question of the Airbnbs and stuff, because I know that's like supposed to be a way for people to make extra income, but right now it's kind of being, it's not really an easy way for people to make extra income, because people have to go and get all these permits and licenses, and if they fail on the permit, then they have to go reapply, and it's like it kind of defeats the purpose. So I think if people want to stay in a place that is like permitted and stuff, they should maybe stay at a hotel or a motel. But if they're, just trying to save some money and they don't, really care, like if the place is permitted or not, then that's where the Airbnb type options come in. So that way, people don't have to be trying to meet the standard of a hotel and charging extra anyway. And it's, enter at your own risk kind of thing. You want to stay at an Airbnb, you saw the pictures online, you saw the description. If you're fine with that, then that's, you're fine with that. And so I think that will also help working families who are, trying to rent out a little extra spot, and bring in a little extra money for people who, are trying to come tour the islands and can't afford, or don't want to spend the money at a hotel or motel. So it will help working families, but then those families will still be responsible for the tourists, and any fines or fees could come out of the deposit. So I think that's another way it could balance. But honestly, I think, people in my district will have the best answers for these. So I'm excited to hear what the people in my district feel is the best way to manage tourism while keeping working families in the tourist industry employed and having work and money and stuff. So that's pretty much my opinion, or like my thoughts of what can be done to manage tourism better. I think there's still many other things we can do, but just off the top of my head, I think those are, like maybe two ways that could have a very beneficial outcome as well. All right, guys. Well, I'll catch you guys next time for the next questions. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Take it easy. Bye.